How are you?
Oh, good. I'm probably the reason why you're here.
You're probably the reason I'm here.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to do it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
three
100%.
questions. So the first question is, are you an animal lover
Big
and
time.
why?
I love them. They're just class. Everything about them, mate. They're just everything. Like when I watch all them documentaries about them and stuff. Like as humans, I just think, like as we go on, people try and like differentiate themselves, and we think we're like a level above them just because of our sort of our consciousness. So you just realise we're not so different from them when you watch them. Do you know what I mean?
I totally agree with you. We're all animals and we're all here living our lives. So I see that exactly the same way as you. The second question is, do you have any companion animals or any animals that you care for yourself?
Yeah, I've always had dogs all my life. I have a dog now.
I have a big guy at home as well. I love him so much. He's like my brother more than he's part of the family, you know. So the third question is the hardest question of all.
Yeah.
So do you pay for anybody to harm animals? Like, do you eat animals, or do you wear their skin, or do you buy products that are tested on animals, or anything?
That's
like
the thing. I don't know. Like if I were like clothing that's out of it, you know what I mean? I wouldn't know what to look for. Okay. Like if it was an animal in it. And
well, leather would be the prime example.
I don't wear leather, to be fair. No, I don't even. But I do eat them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like because that's my dad, and like I've grew up of not knowing anything better. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not here to judge you, brother, because I ate animals and their byproducts and wore leather my entire life. I'm not here to judge you. So we're vegan activists, and we're here trying to get people to make that connection that if you love animals, do you see that as problematic, that you're also... Because I'm sure you know what happens in a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, 100%.
So do you see that as problematic, being an animal lover and then paying for that as well? Because when you buy the product...
Yeah, of course, 100%. See where I'm from too. I'm from the Falls Road, just up in West Belfast. And in St James's community, we have a wee farm, so we do.
Yeah.
And it's classic. There's just 2 pigs, a pony, 3 goats, and I think about 4 goats actually, and like loads of wee chickens and peacocks and stuff. And see the pigs especially, mate. Like, see when you just look at them, it's like it's like they've got like a wee consciousness or something. Do you know what I mean? Like a wee personality in their eye or something. And I just feel so grim. I'd be like, oh no way, I eat you for bacon. Do you know what I mean?
It's sad. Well, so we're vegan activists, as I told you. So we go to slaughterhouses, and one of the ones we go to is Cranswick in Ballymena, which is a pig slaughterhouse. So they stop the trucks, and we spend a few minutes with them before they go in. Pigs are really intelligent. You already know that. They're the 4th most intelligent animal.
Dogs around about that farm,
they're more intelligent than dogs, believe it or not. Do you know how we kill them in this country? Do you know what happens to them when they go into slaughterhouse?
Head clean off, I imagine.
Well, no, they go into a gas chamber first. Yeah, so they put them into a CO2 gas chamber. They thrash her. It's like being asphyxiated or suffocated until they're unconscious, until they can get a shackle around their leg, then they hang them upside down. They're still fully alive, and then they cut their throat and allow them to bleed out. Really cruel, man. You know. So you sound like you've already made that connection.
Definitely.
But you know,
see, one thing that actually really weirded me out, mate. See, David Attenborough has a recent documentary. I can't remember what one. I think it might be Blue Planet. I can't remember what one it is. But in the documentary, he talks about just maybe if you can't even go full vegan, just making that switch of like just not eating so much meat a week. Just maybe even eat it once or twice a week. No, try and wean off it a wee bit. Because like the amount of, I can't even remember what it was. It was like all gases that come off like just like slaughterhouse methane. Just
destroying the planet. Number one cause of CO2.
Big time, mate. See, every time I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't know anything better. It's just my way of living. Do you know what I mean? So when I go about it, even when I'm plastic and stuff, mate, I just be having it in my hand. I'd be like, oh, I'm well. Because even in one of them documentaries, a mother whale carries her dead baby, so she does, for about 5 days. And I think to myself, see if she can carry her dead baby for about 5 days, I can carry a bit of plastic to a bin. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like even the recycling I'm doing is not even doing any good. It's just it has me paranoid, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Man, you're already clued in. You're already like 10 steps ahead of anybody. Most of the people I speak to. So 2 or 3 points there. Maternal instinct for animals is exactly the same in human beings. It's not something we have a corner on. Animals love their babies just as much as we love our children. Ocean plastic, the number one cause of ocean plastic is actually abandoned fishing nets.
Yeah, big trawlers.
So they're trashing the oceans. And you were talking about the wee farm as well. You already know from being around those animals, they're all characters. They all love living their lives. They just want to be left alone, you know. So we're all fed this humane slaughter thing that you think. Well, you don't think, you know what happens in a slaughterhouse, but the industry tells you it's somehow humane to take somebody's life from them, to hang somebody upside down and cut their throats. It's humane. When, I mean, the word humane means benevolence. It means to care for somebody or to be kind to. The word slaughter means to kill somebody in a violent fashion. So those two words don't go together. They contradict each other. 100%. It's an industry term to make you, and No, I'm not casting judgment.
See, once I seen that, I was like, I'm down to do this 100%.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a wee card before I go. I was like you. I've loved animals my whole life. My entire life I've had dogs and cats and gerbils and all sorts of companion animals. 10 years ago I watched a documentary on YouTube called The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. It sounds really boring. It's just a baldy guy in a classroom. Well, he's in a university in America. And I listened to it and I thought, what the hell am I doing? I love animals. Why am I paying people? It's getting your head around the fact that when you go into Tesco's or Co-op or KFC and buy the product, you're literally paying somebody to do something to an animal you would never do. You'd never harm an animal.
Nah, never. No, yeah.
So I say to people all the time, we lambs that you eat.
But what if I was starving? Do you know what I mean?
Necessity is completely different. Necessity is different.
If you were starved to death and it was just me and a chicken.
But that's a hypothetical that's never going to happen. And okay, so you would eat the chicken, but then where you go? And it'll make you immensely sick as well. So if there was necessity to eat animals, then we wouldn't be having a conversation. But there is no necessity. I've been vegetarian since I was 19. I turned vegan 10 years ago when I was 44. I haven't touched an animal product in 10 years.
And how do you feel? Do you exercise now?
I feel great, man.
Do you play sports?
Yeah, well, I was a cyclist up until I had a bad crash about 3 or 4 years ago. I still run. I'm 54 years old, man, so I feel great myself.
You look horrible, but I look like I'm 50 anyway.
Well,
no joke.
See, when you are eating animal products as well, packaged deal, okay, people, you do get protein from it. You get protein from the plant kingdom too, but they're packaged deal, saturated fat, cholesterol, antibiotics, hormones, all sorts of shit that's bad for you. You know, so you can survive and thrive easily on a plant-based diet. You go into KFC now, they have a vegan burger. McDonald's just launched vegan. Yeah. Well, I'm going to give you some information now, and then you'll know. In fact, I have one in my pocket.
That is right.
But genuinely, we're not judging people. I'm not pointing the finger because I used to consume all the same products. Well, yeah, that's a funny one. People say to me all the time, live and let live, and then you say, but what about the animals? Are you going to let them live? You know, you get like... So that's just my
That's what I'm saying about that human thing. You know what I mean? We think they're just like a wee step above it.
People, you're brought up when you're young to believe that we're the crown of all creation and we have dominion over all animals. Keep that out because I want to show you a couple to watch. You see the one on the top here, the best speech you'll ever hear. That is literally the best speech you'll ever hear.
I've watched that Conspiracy too, so that was on Netflix years ago.
And you see how the planet's being trashed by animal agriculture. So it's bad for the planet. It's bad for us, and it's especially bad for the animals.
I always think we're run by trying to colonise other planets and try and be like, come on, colonise. But what about this football?
We can't even look after one more.
100%, mate.
But,
stupid.
Man, you're already 3/4 way there, so check out that wee speech when you get home. It'll change your life, man. What's your name, by the way?
Evan Duffy.
Cheers, man. I really appreciate it.
100%.
Cheers, buddy. Have a good day.